And we are on back into what's going to be a really exciting moment. We are actually experiencing a few difficulties, a couple of errors on the electronic and scoring, but we're working on that. We're going to try to fix it as soon as we can. And in the meantime, at least you can see how they perform and how they make their shots. And we're going to try to comment what we see, even if we don't really know what's going on the scoring at the moment. It's going to take a few seconds. At the moment, we only have the scoring for Jenny and Samantha, which is Norway against Australia. Norway, she was a top-seeded spot. Australia, she worked extremely hard, especially on that very last game, to make it into the cut. And look at what's happening now. She's on her way to make another incredible high game of 238. And she just got the strike on the 10th, so we could say that she's going to win game 1 against Jenny.
Yeah.
And even if Jenny is going to do a good game, it's going to be a 216. But here it's not really how many you lose for or how many you win by. It's a best of 3 games. So as soon as you have win or you won 2 games, you advance to the next stage. No matter if you won with 150, 150, or if you won with 260, 260. Okay, some scoring start to come up online again. Lane 5 and 6. We have Singapore with the front 7, which is pretty amazing for that stage where it's to be a lot of pressure going on, a lot of stuff happening. Then on lane 7-8, we have Costa Rica against Germany. It was pretty tight until the 5th frame when Germany got a huge split. She got the 3, 6, 9, 10, 4, 7. That was pretty expensive. And the current situation is that Costa Rica can make 218 and Germany needs to strike out, and if she does, she can still win by 1. Let's see what goes on lane 7. Oh, she's got a very powerful strike over there. She almost got the solid 9, but she managed to get the strike. So she's still alive. They are pretty much tight at the moment, so that forces Costa Rica to make another strike if she wants to have any chances on this first game.
Yeah.
And
the scoring is just coming back on again.
What goes on? We don't really have much on the men's division. We can see
Lucas Vennonen and
Lucas.
Simsar. on 11 and 12.
Okay, Costa Rica got the double, so at the moment I'm going to focus on Costa Rica and Germany in the latest division. They are really, really tight over there. Costa Rica already has the double that's going to put her in 218 if she strikes, 217 if she makes a 9. Germany is 1 pin ahead, but she hasn't made the strike on the 11th frame yet. So that means Fiona needs to strike now on the 11th to stay alive on that first point. And I definitely would not like to be on her shoes. That's going to be a lot of pressure. Let's see what goes on. She
Looks
sent
pretty
it out
good.
there.
It comes in mid light.
It was a bit of lust, and she punches her leg, so she's a little bit upset. She's going to get to 207, and she's going to lose the first point. But it's all about being able to win 2 games. Body language starts to show up. If we just saw a split on frame 1 for Jenny and Norway, she lost game 1, so obviously it's not the best thing to do to begin with a split on game 2. She's going to have to work pretty hard. And then on the boys division, we can see Matthias from Norway on his way for 230 is going to win, as Czech Republic it's on his way for 220 something. So Norway takes the first point. And then we have Blake Walsh already also working on a high game. His opponent on Singapore, he could do 222 if his person strikes out. So that means if Blake gets one more strike, he's going to win the first point as well. And then we go to lane 17 and 18. A very strong performance by Robin. He's going to take the first point. He's on his way to make a 260 game. It's quite high scoring for being the stage that we are at the moment. I mean, it's a lot of pressure going on. You don't really want to give away any pin. Let's see. Let's see.
Nice messenger on the 9 there,
Yeah,
Robin.
Robin is looking very, very powerful at the moment. The body language is telling us he's very comfortable. And lane 5 and 6, Singapore as well. She hasn't been that high during the week, but man, today she's doing it really, really simple. And wow, solid 8. What about that? Solid 8. But 250 something, so she's got the point against Colombia. And Denmark and Malaysia on the latest division. Denmark is doing pretty good. She's on her way for a 220, even 230 if she spurs. I mean, if she strikes out. So she's probably going to take the point as well. And things are happening very, very fast. I mean, it's only one bowler per lane. It's best of 3, so some of the matches are going to be over after 2 games. In case of a tie, they're going to bowl a roll-off. There can be no ties in this stage of the event. And we see a lot of striking. I mean, we can definitely see it's the top 8 bowlers for both divisions. It's a lot of talent in there. They really know how to face this pattern already. They understand how to face it and how to fight it and how to get the results and how to get the scores. Jen is coming back. Jen is definitely making a comeback. She started with an open frame, but then she made a turkey. And Australia started with a double, but then she had an open frame and she just left the 4, 6, 7, 10. So that's going to open up the game for Jenny. Looks like she's going to gain back some of the way that she had lost at the beginning. It's definitely a lot of things to look at now. It's going to be a little bit busy on my eyes trying to follow every single match that's going on at the moment, but we'll do our best. Is there any update up there that we can see?
Let's see
so we don't
here.
get wrong? Okay, so Australia has taken the first match against Norway. We're talking ladies division at the moment. Singapore did the same against Colombia. Costa Rica did the same against Germany. And unless I'm wrong, Denmark is going to do the same against Malaysia. Yeah, Denmark had the 230 game. and Malaysia is on 201.
Yes. And on the men's side, it looks like Estonia over Finland, 236 to 210. Norway beats the Czech Republic by 238 to 215. Australia and Singapore are not getting that score in just yet. But Sweden beat Denmark 268 to 225.
It looks like Robin found the right moment at which he has to become the killer machine.
Oh
right?
yeah, for sure.
In Swedish, they want to call him strike machine.
Let's take a quick look at Robin's stats throughout the week. 63% strike rate.
63.3 strike rate. That's unbelievable. That is really, really very high.
And with an overall average of 227 throughout the entire week, which is pretty good.
That is really something. I mean, we're talking about these guys. They are young kids. They are not yet like adults, but they really perform as if they were professionals. They really manage to strike. They really manage the pressure. They are really good at understanding what goes on the lanes and what do they need to do. And they are really strong also on keeping the nerves down, keeping the pressure and the control, and managing to perform. What about Jenny? She struggled on game one, open frame on frame one of the game two, but now she's got 5 in a row. So she's looking very comfortable to come back and make it a tie on the match between Jenny and Samantha, Norway and Australia. And they are striking so much that they are actually quite a few frames ahead of the others. Matthias on Norway, he doesn't look like he wants to give away as many bonus as he did on the previous stage. He's really working his way up there to beat also on game two the Czech Republic.
Yeah. Yeah, so Matthias, I think, despite him having, I think, the highest average in the field during the match play stage, he only won, or well, he lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He only won about half of his matches.
That's actually true. I mean, Norway was on the previous stage just ahead of Australia, but he had 150 pins less on the bonus. So that tells you how good this kid has been bowling. How good, even by losing many of the matches, how well he performed and such a high average he had. Okay, Jenny's got 6 in a row now. Australia got 3 open frames, so this is going to be a tie 1-1. I can tell you already, 3 frames to go. But this match is going to be a tie. They're going to have to go for the third one. Matthias is working on a 5th. No, it was a little bit deep into the pocket.
And that
so he got the 6-8.
Yeah. It's the a slight lead for Germany over Costa Rica there after 2 straight
Costa
misses.
Rica, a couple of spare misses.
And a flat
and
10
Germany's got a double. So she's also working on to tie in that match.
Colombia with a pretty high shot there, and it's a 3-6.
And Colombia could be in trouble because Singapore made a very high game and she's already working on a spare and a double. So it looks like she's really comfortable on that pair. She really found herself aligned pretty quickly. And that's going to put Colombia against the wall. I mean, Sara is going to have to find something that she can do to not only start striking, but putting some pressure on Singapore. And it's not going to be an easy thing. We just had an interview with a Singapore girl, and she said she really don't care about the opponents. She's only going to focus on whatever she can do and she can control. And so far, she's doing really good on that.
Oh, yeah. And we have Denmark opening with a 3-bagger on the women's side, and yeah, Sweden with a slight advantage over Denmark on the men's side.
And that game between Costa Rica and Germany, it's becoming interesting now. Germany just had the Turkey. At the same time, we know how Costa Rica thinks. She can give away a few frames in order to make sure what she's gonna get aligned for the last game. So this
Yeah.
one is gonna be such an interesting match. Also, I think Jenny found her spot away back again. She's feeling like the security is back. So I wouldn't be surprised if she goes for another very high game on the very last. We don't really know if Samantha is trying to try different lines or trying to do a little bit something different in order to prepare game three, or she's just simply starting to feel a little bit the transition of Jenny using the urethane ball as Samantha is using reactive instead.
Yeah, I think a bit of that transition maybe, and uh, yeah, maybe she had a good line in the first game, and when that started wearing away, she might have been hunting a bit, and I suspect now she might have just figured that this game is lost anyway, so maybe just trying to find a good line for the third
See
game.
what happened again. I think it's actually the traffic of the purple hammer from
Alright.
Jenny because Samantha Australia, she was using reactive, a dull reactive ball. That probably lost a little bit of energy already, lost a little bit of surface. It's not reading that soon. So that means that ball is starting to hook a little bit later than it did one game ago. And as soon as it starts to hook a little bit later than it was doing, she's already getting into that spot where the hammer or that purple hammer is pushing the oil back down. So
Yes.
if I had to bet, I would say that that's what actually happened to Samantha over there. That she hit the wall that the purple hammer created on that pair
Yeah, and they
being
are.
thrown by Jenny.
I'm noticing now that they're bowling really fast. They're already done with 2 games, and you see some guys they're only in the fourth frame of the
Yeah, yeah.
second
Actually,
game.
Australia lane 15-16 is on still yet to make the fourth frame.
Yeah, and we see Finland versus Estonia over there. Lucas starting with a 4-bagger.
Yeah, Lucas needs to do that. I mean, he lost his first game, so he really
Yeah.
has to find a way to overcome that, come back, give some fight. And look at Costa Rica. She's got a turkey. She's not done yet. Putting some pressure back into Germany.
Oh, and that's 6-7, 6-7-10.
And
My bad.
that's what I meant. As soon as
Yeah,
she had the turkey, she put the pressure back into Germany.
yeah. Advantage that Germany's got is that Elena has got 2 opens.
If Elena
Yeah,
strikes out, it's going to make it up to 220. If Fiona now takes two, it's going to be on 163. So if she strikes out, that would be a tie. That would put them both on 223. So we can say they are more or less tied at the moment.
yeah,
But Costa Rica took game one.
yes. Lucas Van Allen going for 5 in a row, and he
Yeah,
gets it.
Lucas is already back on track. He just moved his feet further outside. He's just shooting the ball a little bit harder than he was doing before.
Oh, and
Look
she
at the spare
spares the
for Germany.
6-7.
Unbelievable. She took the 6-7, and that was something that we were not expecting. Unbelievable. That was very good. That's putting her 10 pins ahead. And now
Yes.
she's sending the pressure back to Costa Rica.
Yeah. We have a pretty high scoring match on 13 and 14 between Norway and the Czech Republic here. Mattia striking a lot, but he's got an open, and Andre striking and picking up the spares.
Also, lane 17 and 18, we can see Nicholas is starting to strike a lot again, putting some pressure on Robin. Let's see how Robin deals with that.
Ooh, flat 10.
That was a very good. That was a very good shot. I mean, it could have been a strike. It just was a little bit weak on the pocket,
Yeah, it looked like it deflected a bit, came in a bit light.
just a little bit. Yeah, touched just a tiny bit. Okay, and Costa Rica also had a flat 10, so that gives Germany some room to relax for these last couple of shots.
6-10 it looks like. That's those are both
First white
pretty.
shot I see for Singapore on lane 5, but she's bowling really, really high. She's bowling really good on this moment.
And she won the first game.
She won the first game. She's trying to beat Sarah on the second game, and she has a fair chance.
Yeah. Let's see, Sarah's gonna be on pace for 200 on the dot at the moment, I think. And let's see what she does.
She couldn't spare. So Sara's still alive. Lane 3 and 4 is also going to be a very interesting match. Samantha seemed to have found something. She started with a double again. Third frame.
It's about a
Deep in the head pin.
It's about a 19-pin lead for Singapore on 5 and 6 at the moment.
Important spare over there for Fiona, so she can get it close to winning the second match, tie that match.
I think she
So
just
Costa Rica and Germany seem to be having to decide everything on the very last game.
strikes spare and she has closed the game, or she cannot lose. Or no, actually, just needs a mark. Just needs a mark.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even if she doesn't mark, Elena still has to double in the 10th.
Well, if I was Fiona, I would try to make a mark for sure, because
Oh, yeah,
Costa Rica, Elena, easy.
Yeah.
That was a very good strike.
She seems to found the line.
Oh, and Czech Republic just got a big split on the 9th frame. It looks like it's gonna be it for him.
Yeah, he's been doing well all week.
He bowled unbelievable. He's a very nice kid as well. Very humble, very kind, funny, and a great bowler.
Yeah. Ends the week with about a just under a 220 average and a 60% strike rate, which is very good.
That's unbelievable. He's definitely. Ooh, what a 7-pin for Fiona.
He actually picks up the spare.
Oh, he got it.
I think
it's not dead yet.
It's not completely over. Sure. Yes, if he actually doubles and Matthias doesn't, then he's gonna win the game. Or if Matthias opens.
Lucas is definitely back on track. He's got the front 6, 9 spare strike again. He's feeling comfortable out there.
I think he's got a
pretty... And Costa Rica got the double, so she's gonna force Germany to spare that 7-pin.
To stay alive.
Oh, that was light. That was very light.
When you're in that situation, that 7-pin doesn't feel 60 feet away, it feels 600 feet away.
600 feet away. That was a par 5, yeah?
Yeah, that's never easy to need a spare in the 10th. But
Rowan striking a lot is doing good, but Nicholas from Denmark, he's got 6 in a row. And that match could also become a tie, and they're going to have to bowl the third game. Actually, the one I'm worried about now, it's Jenny from Norway. She's hitting the pocket, but she's not really finding the carry anymore.
And I just see now Matthias didn't double there in the 10th, which I think gives Andre a chance with a double to take game 2.
Absolutely, and Andre already had the first one.
Yeah.
So the door is open. Now it's up to him. If he makes 2 more strikes, he's going to beat Matthias.
One more strike and some good carry, and he's got game 2 and stays alive.
And I think we just saw Sara miss her chance to carry on.
Yeah.
She needed a strike on the 10. She had a 7. She didn't spare. So it's going to be game over for Colombia, unfortunately. And there goes Jenny. As soon as I said she couldn't carry, she got a strike. So that's all I had to say.
Andre gets that strike.
Look at that. Yeah,
we will be getting we'll be getting a third game there, assuming he gets 8 pins.
But that's good for us. I mean, that's what we want to see. We want to see more good bowling and more beautiful shows. So the fact that they can bowl one more game, it's going to make us happy.
Yeah. So Sarah from Colombia is going to end her week with a 201 average and actually a very good spare rate, at least 80% of spares, including splits, picked up.
And Denmark, she was comfortable out there, but Malaysia found her way back into the game. They are pretty tight at the moment. Everything's going to be decided on this 10th frame. Oh, that was a bit short into the pocket, so 2 pin for her.
Yeah.
That's going to put her on 216, and that's, Denmark's got the strike on the 10th frame, so it looks like Denmark is going to carry on already. She's won game 1.
And looks like if I'm not mistaken, that she's gonna win game 2 with
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
it looks like Denmark is already on to the next stage.
yeah.
She's the only one who's going to get the 2-0 at the moment, isn't she? No,
Uh,
Singapore as well. Excuse me,
Singapore.
Singapore has already made it. So we have already Singapore and Denmark in the latest division going
Yeah,
into the next stage.
and we will have Sweden and Denmark on 17-20 are gonna be one to one after 2 games because Nicholas Carter is gonna at worst shoot 246 and Robin's max score is gonna be actually also 246. So if Nicholas misses that 10 pin, Robin can strike out to tie the game.
And on the other hand, Singapore and Australia on the boys division, Blake had a 9 miss on the 6th frame. And even Singapore had a big split on the first frame. Then he started striking a lot. The score just vanished, so I cannot really tell you what happened. But
Oh.
it looked like he was going to get a tie because Blake won game 1, didn't he?
We can check here. Blake did not win game 1 actually.
Aha,
So,
Singapore did. So Blake is on trouble. Blake
yeah,
is definitely in trouble at
but
the
we're
moment.
missing the score of that.
The score just disappeared.
Yeah,
We're having some technical issues.
but we can maybe see it on the screen.
It's probably the solar flares that we are having.
Yeah,
It's a big sunstorm happening over there. And yeah,
just on that lane as well.
oi, oi, oi. Look at lane 7-8 as well.
Oh,
Fiona had open frame for starting. Now she's getting a split.
and I see
And this
now
is the very last game, so... And also Jennifer, she needs to strike on lane 3 now, otherwise...
what she does.
She did. She's still alive. She's 1 mark short.
Blake left at 4-7-10, and I think that might be it.
That might be it for him, yeah.
Yeah, because I can't really see the score, but
Yeah, but he was already
he was.
behind.
Yeah,
Look at the strike for Samantha. Samantha, she really wants to have that game on her.
yes, that's check out. Score here, we have a 20 pin lead for Samantha, so that's gonna mean that Jenny needs to strike out and Samantha.
Yes, Jennifer needs to strike out and pray that Samantha does not
Yeah,
strike.
or she can get the first and Samantha open, but I would take the odds more on striking out.
Now, and Samantha looks pretty consistent when she's bowling. I mean, she's hitting her target over and over again. Elena's got the double. She's definitely using those couple of open frames for Fiona.
Yeah.
So the girl situation now is, oh,
Brooklyn
that was
for
a
Jenny.
Brooklyn for Jenny to stay alive.
Yeah.
But if Samantha strikes now, it's game over.
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
And that looks good. It was
It
good.
was.
It was very good indeed. So
Australia move on.
Jennifer, that was 200 pins ahead to the next one on the previous stage. Unfortunately, she's going to be out of the tournament.
Yes. Yeah, Samantha just needs good count.
Yeah, and
the next
Jenny
shot.
just made another strike, so she's going to all the way to 223. But Samantha is already on the 224.
Yeah, needs 6 pins, so and I think she's gonna get that. So yeah, she moves on.
Perfect. That was astonishing.
Yeah.
Now see what happens between Fiona and Elena. Fiona had a couple of open frames. Now she did a strike. Now she really needs this one.
Oh,
that was not a good shot.
Look at this match between Andre and Matthias. Now I just jinxed Andre there because they were
yeah.
both opening with a
He's gonna come
four-bagger
and
and a
find you
three-bagger.
later on. He's gonna come and find you later on.
When he's bowling, so he doesn't watch the stream, hopefully.
Amazing job there for Samantha. We have to congratulate her.
Yeah.
It was very impressive how she came back.
Yeah.
I mean, the previous game was pretty low. But
Ooh.
probably she was testing something or she found something that she could do.
Yeah, I think watching that previous shot from Lucas on lane 11, it looked like there was almost a 5-pin tendency there. It was a bit weak coming into the pocket, but he got the messenger on the 5.
Yeah, Lucas got the first 3 strikes. Stonia's got an open frame on on the first frame, but he has a double, so he's 22 behind. Costa Rica is with a double and open frame, so she's 4 below the par. Oh my god.
7-10 gets the 10
Second
out.
time she gets the 7-10 shown up. Second time that the messenger takes away the 10.
Yeah.
And on these stages, I mean, to have a little bit of luck, it's also very, very important.
Huge rigging 10 for Denmark there on 17.
So we still have 4 matches
4
going
matches.
on the guys division, we have the derby between Sweden and Denmark. Pretty tight over there. On lane 13 and 14, we have Matthias from Norway and Andre. He's been bowling unbelievable well. He managed to survive all these things that happened to him and still fighting on the game. Then on lane 7 and 8, we still have the big derby between Costa Rica and Germany. Germany made a strike now, so she's, let me see, 18 pins short to Elena, but she's got the strike while Elena does not, so it could go down to just 1 mark.
Yeah.
And on 11-12, we have Lucas already. He's throwing rockets out there in the gutter. That's when he feels more comfortable.
That's what Robert was talking about yesterday, how he's throwing it so hard now that he can't even keep the balance at the line, which you usually want to do, but when you're sacrificing that for power, it might be worth it. Because it is very clearly working for him. 4 in a row.
Absolutely. Very crucial frames now. Everyone needs a strike on every single shot. Just one mistake can be so expensive.
Matthias got a what's that for a lefty? That's 2-4-7. So
well, he's bowling back up, but most of the spares he's gonna throw them in with normal hook. You see, now he hooks it normally.
That's gonna probably make it
very easy.
Yeah, I think that spares a lot easier on the left side because you can essentially take them all out with the ball.
Now they are in a complete tie because both of them have strikes with a 7 and a spare in there.
And it's actually the same spare, just mirrored on opposite sides. Strike for Costa Rica.
A very important double for Costa Rica over there to maintain that 18 pins lead.
Yeah. And let's see here, Denmark currently down by 20. He can try to claim a bit of that back.
Another solid 10. Unbelievable. Yeah. Another strike for Lucas.
And it didn't even look like the ball deflected. It was just...
No, this one was solid. Yeah. That was a bit of...
Just ringing around the 10 pin.
Yeah. It was a bit weaker for Fiona. Instead, on lane 8, she got a bit of a soft 10.
Yeah.
And that can be expensive, especially after Elena got the double over there.
And a very nice little light mixer there from the Estonian player, Sim. Picks the 10 up, Nicholas, and Fiona does the same.
Yeah, they take the 10 pin, they take a spare.
Yeah.
But they are a few pins behind their opponent, so they're gonna have to really work hard for the few frames left in there.
Yeah. Every shot on this 13 and 14 pair is gonna be super important.
13-14, if they carry on that way, they're gonna go for a roll-off.
Yeah.
And they are looking, they're gonna do like Ethan Fury and
EJ Tackett.
When they were going on forever.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? 277 and you tie and then you lose. That would be...
Rowing is really grinding the strikes now, and the same we could say for Elena, Costa Rica. She got the 3rd one.
Yeah.
Super powerful down there on the pins.
And I think Lucas is going to aim to do the same.
And
6
Lucas
in a row.
is also fighting his way up. 6 in a row.
I think Fiona is in a must-strike situation all the way out here. As we lose the footage.
She did not.
6 pin.
That's becoming very tough. Body language is not any positive anymore.
And a pretty big trip 4 there for Andre to keep it all tied up on 13-14.
Important shot now for Nicholas on lane 17 as well.
He needs all the strikes.
Yeah, that's a very powerful strike.
Yeah.
And Fiona, she's gonna need to spare and pray that Costa Rica has some open frame or something to open up the game a little bit again for her.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's gonna be a little bit tough.
Max score for Fiona is going to be 200. That's I think it's going to need two open.
206 can be.
Yeah, 206, and I think that's going to need Elena to open twice, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe just once.
50, 70, 80. No, one open frame. If
One open
let's say Costa Rica has an open frame now, it becomes nearly tight.
Yeah, in the event that.
But it would force Fiona to strike, obviously.
Yeah.
That'll look good.
And she does.
That'll look good.
And,
she feels the confidence and she's got the power. Just send the ball out there.
And 13-14 is going to be fully tied going into the 10th frame.
13-14, it's the match you don't want to see. So if you guys are looking at any other screen, unless you are following one of your guys, we suggest you to move to lanes 13 and 14 because that match is really, really something.
Yeah.
Another an amazing strike for Matthias. This game is unbelievable. And they really are tight all the way to the 9th frame.
Yeah, and he's getting really pumped up there.
And a beautiful messenger for Nicolas in lane 18. So he's still alive. There's 6 frames to go. A lot can still happen.
Seam needs a strike.
Oh, 2-8-10. Open frame.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-8-10.
Open frame. So Finland is looking good to advance.
Yeah, even with that 10 pin.
Costa Rica left a 10 pin on the 10th frame. But if she spares, it's enough for her to going into the next stage.
Yeah. And they both strike on 13-14.
Fiona's not giving up yet. She's made the strike on the 10th, so she's going to try to make the...
I think...
but it's game over, because Elena's got 213 no matter what.
6 pin for Matthias Uti. That means that a strike for Andre would take him to the semifinals.
Absolutely. So now everything is in the hands of Andre.
Yeah.
Lane 13. Can he beat one of the stars of the game?
Yeah. I think he's going to await the Estonian player there on 12. Yeah.
Yeah, you certainly don't want to make your shot besides a split when you need to strike.
Yeah. This is going to be...
That's a key frame for him.
There's going to be a lot of pressure on the shot.
Looks good. And he has
Gets it.
Unbelievable.
What a shot.
How about that?
Andre Prekop
How about
moves on.
that? Andre just killed the options for Matthias.
Yeah,
which,
what a match.
Again, is going to lose a match with a game of 260-something.
Yeah.
I mean, this kid has to be so...
That's got to be frustrating.
I'm going to look at him. He really wants to rip off his shirt. Yeah. I'm glad he did not do that. Because even if now he's going to be very disappointed, he's going to be very upset for a few hours. The way he bowled this week, it's unbelievable. Incredible. And we have to clap our hands for Andre as well. I mean, he made unbelievable. He made 277 to make it all the way up there. And I mean, when you are more under pressure and when you mostly need the strikes to be able to perform, unbelievable, unbelievable, unbelievable.
And yeah, as we said, Matthias has been bowling incredible throughout the entire week, averaging 234 throughout the entire week and striking 64.1% of the
90% spare rate, even counting the splits, the washouts and whatever. 64% on strike, 234.6 average during the whole week. I mean, that's mesmerizing. That is unbelievable. And for those you were asking before, this is PBA material no matter what.
And as I said earlier this morning, not missed a single 10 pin.
No, exactly, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, Nicholas had a
Robin
9 miss.
and Nicholas. Nicholas missed a single pin. Robin spared. So at the moment, Robin is about 20 pins ahead, even 30 pins ahead of Nicholas because he just got a split.
Yeah.
So
I think it's looking good for Robin.
Yeah, they need to correct the score because it says a 9 on the...
Yeah, it's going to be an 8-1 instead of a 9 miss.
Actually 8-1. Wow, a lot of surprises. A
Yeah,
lot of surprises.
and it looks right now uh, as if it's going to be Lucas Vannanen who moves on, and I would guess that it's going to be 9 and 10 playing against 11 and 12 in the next match, but I might be wrong. No, sorry, 11 and 12 playing against 13 14. 7 pin there for Nicholas. I think he looks pretty beat down. I think he can at most shoot 205, and Robin has already got that basically with. Uh, he doesn't even need to spare.
Robin found
Yeah,
a way to
yeah,
go through, makes it so
solid 9
easy,
as well.
so strong, super powerful.
Yeah,
But if we have to choose a country who has not been lucky in this stage at the moment, it was Norway for sure.
yeah, no,
With Matthias bowling unbelievable good and still getting out. And the same thing for Jenny. She bowled so good, and also she got kicked out by amazing performance on Samantha and Andre.
yeah.
Unbelievable. Bowling can be so surprising. Rowan is relaxing already. He knows he's made it. He missed a single pin.
He
He
needs
didn't really
he
care
needs
about that.
10 pins in 4 shots, which I think he will manage to do. Or 10 pins in 2 frames, which I think he will be able to do.
Yeah, we only have one last match going on still. It's in lane 17 and 18. And Nicola seemed to have found a little bit of transition. The ball's not coming back. It's the second split in a row he lives on that particular lane. And it's a game over.
Yeah,
Robin is going into the next stage.
the reigning winner of this event
Hmm.
in Peru last year. I
He's
think he
defending the
is.
title, yeah?
Yeah, he's trying to defend that title. We have a question here of when the finals is. I think we're just gonna. Yeah,
Unbelievable. Crazy. Crazy.
we had a question regarding when the finals is. I think we're gonna redress the lanes. I think, and then we're gonna be going again, essentially.
I think it's that way, yeah. It's going to take a few minutes so they can oil the lanes and get them fresh again, and we'll carry on with the streaming and the finals going on and see who wins the medals and who wins the gold, etc., etc.
Yes. Let's just let this game finish before we say goodbye for now.
Yes.
And Nicholas is gonna end with a 160 there, but I think part of that is
After 6 frame, after the 9-0, it was he
yeah.
gave up. Same for Robin, he
Robin
don't care
shoots
anymore.
220 with 2 opens at the end, which is
He got the
very
job
impressive.
done already in the first
Yeah.
6 frames.
Let's see what
And
matchups we will have in the semis here, if they are completely, if they are ready yet.
okay, that's the men's. Finland has beaten Estonia. Czech Republic has beaten Norway. Singapore has beaten Australia. And Sweden has beaten Denmark. So we're going to have Finland, Czech Republic, Singapore, and Sweden advancing into the next stage.
And on the
And then
women's
on
side,
the women's side, uh,
some loading times here.
it's still loading, but on the memory, I'm going to say it's Samantha from Australia.
Yes, indeed.
She's going in. Singapore also made it all the way in. She's beaten Colombia.
Yeah.
Then Costa Rica managed to survive that very interesting match against Fiona from Germany. And then Denmark made it all the way
Yes,
to the final. So we're
indeed.
going to have Australia, we're going to have Singapore, we're going to have Costa Rica, and we are going to have Denmark.
Yes.
All right.
We're
We'll be back shortly. You
yes.
guys go take a break. Time to take a quick coffee, take some cold water, and get ready for the semifinals. It's going to be pretty soon.
I will.
We'll be back pretty soon, guys.